Hello, Sparta. What's up? I was hoping to hear something like, "Hi, Josh." All right. Welcome, everybody. My name is Josh Kaplan. I am a senior education specialist with a company called Eduscape. So 90% of what I do is actually teaching your teachers how to do things better in the classroom, how to help you out in the classroom, mostly with technology, but a lot of other things too. So being here with the students is a rare treat for me, so I'm really glad to be here with you. Before I did this full time. This is my real job. Yes, this is a real job. What I did was I taught. I taught for 10 years. I was a science teacher for 10 years before I did this. So I really like being with students. I kind of miss it from my day-to-day, so I'm glad to be here with you folks today. So thanks so much for having me in. Today's topic is digital citizenship, and I'm curious to know if you've been lectured about this topic before. So just give me a hand raise if you've had some kind of talk or heard something about digital citizenship. Okay, cool. Well, you could have been told stuff in middle school. I heard that. So yeah, okay. Some of you have heard some of these things. Excellent. During this session, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to define what digital citizenship is, and then we're going to move on a little bit and see if we can develop some good habits for that. But for now, before we get started, I want to see what you're thinking. So, digital citizenship, who can give me like a quick, maybe one sentence description? I saw a hand raised over here. Can you get quiet so we can just hear what he has to say? What's your name, sir?
My name is Alex.
Alex? Alex, please give us your one-sentence description of what you think digital citizenship is.
I think digital citizenship is being good online and being nice to people online.
Who would agree with him? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. It's called being good online and being nice to people online. These things don't have to be complicated topics, right? They don't have to be hard things to understand. Being good online. Do people talk to you about being good in person? Okay. Do you know how to be good in person? Well, a lot of that falls online as well. It sounds like you folks know the right things to do. And if you've made it here to high school, then you have a lot of experience with life so far, so you know what the right things are. So I'm not going to lecture you on how to be a good person, because you know how to be a good person. What I am going to help you understand is the connection between that and what you should be doing online, and maybe some stuff you should not be doing online. I want you to watch this quick video for me. It's real short. I'm going to ask you to think about what kind of things you're putting online. And it doesn't matter to me if it's Facebook, although I'm told Facebook is for old people now. It doesn't matter if it's Snapchat or whatever the newest thing is, guys. Think about the things that you're putting online right now. Just watch this quick video for me. That video was made by an organization called Common Sense Media. Who's heard of them? Sometimes your parents will use them to rate video games and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what they use. So, Common Sense has been around for a long time. They're probably the best researched organization when it comes to digital citizenship and online behavior. So the things I'm going to tell you today are not my own opinion. They're the opinion of researchers who've conducted actual research on this stuff. So stay tuned, okay? Digital citizenship is a lot about what you do online, but it's not just about doing bad things online. This video was all about a digital footprint. I want you to think about your digital footprint. And if you're having trouble understanding what that means, think about it this way. Have you ever Googled yourself? Raise your hand if you've ever Googled yourself. Okay. Quick questions about that experience. Have you ever found a picture of yourself by Googling yourself? Raise your hand if you ever found your name in a local news article for sports or a charity event or something really positive like volunteering. Awesome. Awesome. Raise your hand if you found something that you didn't want to be online when you Googled yourself. You see, we all have a digital footprint, every one of us. That's life in 2017. That's normal. And it's not going to change. Your digital footprint isn't just bad things. It can be really good things as well. So your job, and you don't know you have this job, but you have it, is to maintain your digital footprint. Make sure that it looks the way you want it to look. And there's reasons that you need to do that. I'm going to show you some tweets here. They're fictional. I didn't really tweet these things, but I want you to look at them anyway because I want you to think about how they make me look. And I want you to think about how they make me look to three important audiences. The first audience is going to be my friends. How does it look to my friends? Secondly, how does it look to my parents? And third, how does it look to employers? People who are going to hire me. Here's the first one. Can you read that? I'll read it. Yeah, that's me. That's a minimum number of likes. All right. All right. Stop encouraging me. All right, it says, volunteering at Habitat New York this weekend. Come join us. How does this tweet make me look? How would it make me look to my friends? Pretty good, maybe a little braggy. Yeah, okay. How would this make me look to school officials, administrators, teachers? Pretty good. How about employers? Even better. No. Yeah? A digital footprint does not have to be negative. That's positive stuff about you. Voting is a joke. As if my vote could actually make a difference. Hashtag better things to do. Hashtag election 2016. Yeah. How does that look for me? All right, well, first of all, how does it look to my friends? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. My friends. He's right. It depends on their opinion on voting. And so sometimes doing things like this is a form of bragging or connecting with friends, or maybe making a joke. That's fine. How does this look to parents? Not so great. Not so great. How does this look to employers? This is always going to look bad to employers, right? People who are going to hire you. Last one. This job is the worst. I think I'm getting dumber by the minute. Hashtag is it 5 o'clock yet? Hashtag too young to retire. Okay, your friends? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Yeah, I see thumbs up. I get it, man. We all complain about work. That's a normal thing. It's a normal thing, because work can get frustrating sometimes. How's this going to look to your parents? Okay. Not so great. Not so great. Your parents want you to be able to work, right? That's important. How does this look to your employer? Yeah, okay. We knew that one. That was easy. Can you get fired over a tweet? Yeah, absolutely you can. There's no law saying that they can't fire you for tweeting. There's no law. Your freedom of speech extends to the government. It just means you can't go to jail for the things you do or say. Excuse me, you can't go to jail for the things you say or write. You can go to jail for things you do. You can't go to jail for things you say, but you can lose your job. You can lose your job. And that's reality. Maybe we're thinking too much about what our bosses think. Maybe we're thinking too much about what our parents think. And I know sometimes what adults think might not be the most important thing to you, and I get that. So let's go to Abbas here. Abbas is a high schooler, okay? Abbas, that's his real name. I want you to listen closely. Now, you got to be real quiet for this one because Abbas mumbles a little bit sometimes. So he's a real person, you know? He's not an actor. So I want you to listen to him real close and see what he thinks about what his friends are posting online.
Like, I've seen pictures also, people put up like pictures like where they were kind of revealing a lot. You know, I feel like they're not that explicit in person, but I feel like they put up pictures just to attract certain attention or to attract people that they don't know. People will put up statuses that to me are kind of disrespectful sometimes, especially if your parent was actually a part of you on your page, you would not put that up. So I feel like you should be respectful to people who are around you and people who are actually looking at your page. Make sure that if you're gonna have something on your page, something that anybody that you care about or anybody that you know would, you know, be fine with looking at, not like including your parents, family members, you know? People put it like a little pictures of them like their shirt off if it's a guy, and like it wasn't seen as bad because everybody was doing it. I personally didn't agree with it. I'm like, why do you need to do that? Like, I understand if they put up pictures of they're at the beach or something, but if it's just like a little camera picture in the bathroom of them like with like their shirt off or like showing something, to me it's just really unprofessional. I heard now that a lot of colleges actually look at, like, search you on Facebook to actually check out if they want to have you as a student or not. So a lot of my friends kind of changed their last name or changed their first name in order for them not to be found or make it so you can't be found. With me, I didn't really change it because I really didn't have anything to hide. If anything, I feel like it would help me in a way, you know, for the colleges to look at me, and I actually got admitted to San Francisco State. Part of it is because it shows that I'm really active with family members because I have a lot of pictures of my family in there. I have older pictures. And also if I'm not sure if they actually can see all the statuses, but a lot of the statuses I put up are connected to some of the work I do because I'm also a community organizer with the organization called Youth Together. So I put up a lot of like statuses about that, or I put up my music. And I'm really kind of responsible. I have 2 sisters that I take care of. I don't have any pictures of me at parties doing crazy stuff. I don't have any of that. I think colleges will actually like my Facebook page because it kind of shows that I'm active. And I feel like it just kind of like, if you look at my page, it's nothing. I feel like there's nothing on there that kind of brings me down.
So that's Abbas. Was he a little bit hard to hear? Was it a little tough to hear Abbas sometimes? I understand. Did you get the gist of what he was saying? Like, he's embarrassed by some of the things his friends are putting online. Abbas is a high school student. he's in high school and he's embarrassed by his friends. So do me a favor, just raise your hand if you've been embarrassed by something that your friend put online, even if it wasn't about you, like you were embarrassed for them. Raise your hand. Oh, I'd like to hear a story without naming names. I saw you raise your hand. You don't want to tell the story? Is the person in this room and that's why it's embarrassing? Okay. You want to say yours? Okay. Just, you got to do me a favor. No names. Okay? And if it's like really obvious who it is in this room, please don't, because I don't want to embarrass anyone. Cool? Can you tell me your name?
Tage.
What's your name?
Tage.
Tage. All right. Tage, tell me your story.
One of my friends sent pictures of herself on like the toilet and stuff, and she was like, "It smells really bad." So
Oh.
people screenshot and someone makes her like a fan page and posts it.
Hang on. Say that. Folks, you're missing the most important part of the story. Tell that again, please. What happened?
One of her friends made a fan page and posted all the photos of it.
That's terrible. Thank you for sharing that story. I really appreciate you sharing that story. Give her a round of applause for being brave and sharing that story. Thank you. So, she did something embarrassing. She posted it online. It was funny. All right, be honest. Was that funny?
That was hilarious.
It was fun. All right. It was fun. It's fun. But it was funny. It's just the problem is she posted it online, and it wasn't meant for the whole world, but the whole world got it. That friend gets to be embarrassed forever because of one joke, right? Because of one funny thing she did that wasn't meant for the public, she gets to be embarrassed forever. It seems funny now. What happens when an employer finds that? What if she wants to go into a field like public relations, or she wants to run for office someday, or something, or volunteer for a charity, or become the executive officer of a large organization, or become an actor? That's what's going to follow her for the rest of her life. You got to think about what you're posting, because it's not just the adults that think it's embarrassing. It's your friends. So I want you to think about the future, because here you are, here you stand at the beginning of your high school career, and college is coming sooner than you think. 4 years is not a lot of time. It's going to go by fast. I know right now it feels like forever. Believe me, I taught middle school. I know what it felt like in middle school. High school is not going to be the same. It goes by quick. If you want to start thinking about your future, you've got to start thinking about it right now. I want you to think about these three things. I want you to imagine your future. I really do. I want you to get quiet. I want you to think just for a second. I want you to actually imagine a dream of yours for the future. What do you think about when you think of your future schooling? What do you think about when you think of your future career? What do you think about when you think of your future relationships? Do the things you do now have an effect on those things? If you want a future, you've got to start taking care of that future. And so, I'm going to tell you some real stories about people who hurt their futures. Do you remember this story? All right, here's the deal. I know you know who Kurt Schilling is. Okay. The question is, can you lose your job for something you do online? Here's the story. Kurt Schilling posts, "Congrats to Gabby Schilling, who will pitch for the Salve Regina Seahawks next year." It's him congratulating his daughter for getting into that school where she's going to play softball. Nice thing for a dad to post. It's a proud dad right there, right? What happened next was pretty terrible. 2 workers for the Yankees, they responded with tweets of their own. I'm not going to tell you what those tweets said because they were really disturbing. I will tell you that they depicted some pretty horrible things that they would like to do to Schilling's daughter. And they did this online on Twitter. Well, the accounts got shut down, right? Because that's what people do. They turn off their account right away, or they deactivate their account. But Curt Schilling had taken screenshots of these, and he posted them on his own Twitter. He tweeted them. What do you think happened to those workers? Fired. Fired. Oh, by the way, one of them suspended from his college as well. You can look up this story. This is not me. There's the source right there. Fired and suspended from college. How much does college cost? Tens of thousands of dollars a year. Do you get that money back if you get suspended? No, you do not. It's like you just set fire to tens of thousands of dollars. To Kurt's credit, to Mr. Schilling's credit, this is what he said. These boys have yet to understand one of life's most important lessons. In the real world, you get held accountable for the things you say. And if you're not careful, that can mean some different things. He wasn't nasty about it. He didn't call them names, but he's right. In the real world, what you say online has real consequences. Here's more. Is there any such thing as real privacy online? I think I asked you earlier. You guys said no. There's no such thing as privacy online. I am sure you are aware of the app called Tinder. I'm sure you're aware of it if you watch television ever. Here's the story. This is real. I'm not making this up. Here's the story. Kyle Harcourt. He's a 20-year-old junior at a college in Alabama, but he's from New Jersey. He's from Somerset County, New Jersey. Kyle connected with a woman named Emmy Miller, who's also 20 years old, on Tinder, and he sent her the messages in the image on this slide. Can you read this? Can we turn the lights down up here again? Thank you so much, so that folks can read this, because I kind of don't want to read this out loud because it's so disturbing to me. The other direction, please. Okay, take a minute. I have extremely censored these because they bother me so much. So, this is Tinder, right? Tinder is a dating app. They're supposed to be meeting in private. These things are private, except that Emmy decided to screenshot this. And then he found Kyle's Facebook profile. And he figured out which college he goes to and which fraternity he belongs to. And she took screenshots of everything, and she tweeted those things at the college and at the fraternity. And these things went viral immediately. Long story short, Kyle's now suspended from his university, and he was removed from his fraternity, thrown out. By the way, Kyle is also okay, yeah, let's applaud for that. Let's do that. By the way, Kyle might not be a bad guy. He's actually a volunteer firefighter in his hometown in New Jersey. Those guys are investigating now whether he's going to be thrown out for volunteer firefighting. That's something that he does not get paid for, but might help his future, because volunteer firefighter looks real good on a resume, and he just lost that opportunity. He might not be a bad guy. He's just doing stupid bad things online. There are real consequences to that. He's 20 years old. How do you think his career is going to go? You're right, sir. You're right. Take a look at this. This is according to a company called Kaplan Test Prep. I'll read it out loud to those of you who can't see because of the podium. It says 35% of college admissions offices check social media sites to learn more about applicants. Did you know that? That number varies between 40 and 35% depending on who you ask, but I think that the next one is probably more important. About 42% of those officials said what they found had a negative impact on a prospective student. This is normal now. When I went to college, back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, there was social media, but no one checked it. No one cared. If I did something stupid, no one cared because no one knew about it. But now these guys go and check. And if they're finding that 42% of those officials found something negative, guess what? There's a college like Harvard, which only accepts 15% of the students who apply. 15%. You're not getting in. Because there's so many out there who won't do that stuff. And speaking of which, can a college withdraw its acceptance letter once it's sent it to you? Let's find out. Here's the story. A group of about 100 students who had already been accepted to Harvard and got their admittance letter and stuff like that, they started a Facebook message group before they started the year. Now, this is pretty popular these days. Colleges are starting to actually run some of these efforts, and sometimes students do it. And it could be a really good thing, right? It's a way for these new students to connect with students who are already at school and ask them questions like, how's the food? Where's the best place to eat? Things like that. Where should I live? They started a Facebook message group just talking about pop culture and things like that, and then a few students from that group formed a secondary group for the purpose of sharing, let's say, R-rated memes and other obscene material. Yeah. Let's have a good laugh before I tell you what kind of things they actually shared. Okay, here's some of the memes that they shared in that group. Some of them made fun of Holocaust victims. Some of them mocked sexual assault victims, and some of them made jokes about child abuse. And that was in this group. By the way, the people in that second group, they established a rule where you couldn't get in unless you posted one of these offensive things in the larger group. That was how you got in by, offending a lot of people. So in mid-April, university officials became aware of the group. They tracked down the members, and they sent them emails and letters, and they demanded that they explain themselves and also tell everyone what they had posted. At least, as of now, 10 students received letters informing them that their offers have been rescinded. Everyone else got an email asking for a written statement where they should explain themselves about what they did. Just imagine that for a minute. Harvard accepts less than 15% of the people who apply. You beat out all those odds. An incredible academic record, an incredible co-curricular record. You work hard for years and years and years here, and in an instant, you're out. There are lots of people waiting to take a place. How are you going to maintain your digital footprint so you're presenting yourself to the world in the best way possible so you don't ruin chances like this? This is Harvard's policy. According to Harvard College admissions policies, the university reserves the right to withdraw an offer of admission if the admitted student engages or has engaged in behavior that brings into question their honesty, maturity, or moral character. But surely your parents can call up Harvard admissions and say, they can fight them on it, right? They can get in? Nope. Who gets to determine what this means? Harvard. But you can sue them to get in, right? You can call the lawyers? Nope. Nope. You're out of luck. The choices you make now have an effect on your future. So then the question becomes, what's okay and what's not okay? How do I know? Because the rules are kind of vague, right? So watch this video. I think it'll do a good job explaining it, because I like to keep things simple, and if there's a simple rule I can understand, that's good.
Posting isn't private. Beware what you share.
Simple. Listen, it's simple. if you wouldn't print it on a t-shirt and wear it all around town and wear it to your grandma's house, if you wouldn't put it on a t-shirt and wear it, don't put it online. And don't assume that your privacy settings are going to save you. As we saw, people take screenshots. Is that simple? It's how to know. What's my time look like? Someone in the back, give me a sign there. How much time do I have left? That's good. I'll make them good. All right. Here's what I want you to do. This is called anonymous vote. I need you to do something for me. I have to ask you a favor. I need you to close your eyes. And I need everyone to do it. And it would be good if the teachers could do it as well. It would be better if I'm the only one in the room who has his eyes open. Because I need you to be honest about this vote. So please close your eyes, please. Just for a minute. I'm just going to ask you 2 questions with your eyes closed. And I just want you to raise your hand if it's true for you, okay? So please close eyes. I'm looking around just to make sure, because this doesn't work if a few people cheat, so please, everybody. Okay, great. Thank you. Question 1. Just raise your hand. Everyone's got eyes closed. Have any of your friends ever posted something embarrassing about you without your permission? Raise your hand if a friend has posted something embarrassing about you without your permission. I'll tell you how many raised their hands in a minute. Here's the second question. Keep those eyes closed. Have you ever posted something embarrassing online about a friend without asking them first? Please put your hands down. You can open your eyes, and I'm going to tell you the results. By the way, a lot of adults raised their hands for those questions too. Okay? Just so you know. People of all ages make mistakes. So here's the deal. For the first question, has a friend posted about you? About 45% of you raised your hands. Almost half. For the second question, about 45% of you raised your hands. So why are we doing this to each other? Because they do it to us. Because it's fun. I heard you, and I get that. I get it. But here's the deal. It's the golden rule you learned since kindergarten. If you didn't like it when they did it to you, don't do it to them. So how do I know if I can post that photo about my friend? Because how do I know if it's going to be embarrassing? It's so simple. Just ask. Just ask. 2 things. Just ask. And here's what I mean by that. I actually mean 2 things. Before you post a pic of your friend, even if you don't think it's embarrassing, just ask. Can I put this online? 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to say yes. But the other flip side of this is this. If your friend is standing there taking pictures of you like this with your phone, then just ask, hey man, could you just not put those online, please? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say yes. They're going to say yes. This is different for you than it was for me. I know that you look at adults trying to talk to you about social media and think they don't know nothing about it. And I get why you feel that way. But remember, my generation invented embarrassing each other online. Has anyone ever heard of something called LiveJournal? No. Ancient internet history. People would write stuff about their lives, and then other people would post embarrassing comments or insulting comments. We invented that. There were no rules back then. We didn't know what we were doing. We heard each other. So how can I stand here and tell you? Because we invented it. We figured out what is good and what is not good. So there's only a couple of things to think about the next time you're going online. Just 2. 1. Thing number 1. How does this look for my digital footprint? Does it look good? Does it look bad? Post the good things. Don't stay off the internet. Put the good things up. They'll help you. 2, just ask. It's that simple. I know we're out of time here. I really appreciate you spending your time with me this morning. Thanks so much for coming out. I hope you guys have a really great year. Congratulations.